Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here are my Nova burrs, my Nova points, my Nova tips, whatever you want to call them. Diamond Pacific call them Nova points, so we'll just go with that. These are a resin diamond bonded point, and you've seen them in almost all of my videos, apart from when I'm just doing rubs, because these are the only things I can use to get the finish on the opals that I need. Transitioning from the sintered diamond through to a polish, I haven't been able to find a way to replace these, and trust me, I have tried endless amounts of these kind of replacement burrs, or they're not knockoffs because they don't sell them as Nova burrs most of the time. And this one here in particular is a 240 grit. So you'd think a 240 grit would compete with this 280 grit, but because the actual bonding material is so soft, it just degrades into dust almost immediately and just doesn't get out any of the deep scratches from the sintered burr. So I have not found a way to replace these, especially these first two, 280 and 600. So these are, without a doubt, some of the most valuable tools that I have. No matter what kind of flex shaft I'm using, I'm still using these. So they're irreplaceable at this point in time, and you can see that the coarser the grit, the quicker it wears. So these were all exactly the same size and shape. And the fine one, it really hasn't degraded, and I've used these for a long time now and almost every day. And you can see that the 280 has really worn down to the point where it's completely different to where it started. If I lay them over the top, you can see that the 3000 grit is way bigger. So they do last a long time if you look after them, but they will wear as well. I mean, they're designed to. It reveals more of the diamonds and keeps it cutting, otherwise it'd just be useless. So, I've always had people asking, where do I get them, how can I get them, how much are they, all that kind of stuff, and I'm here to announce that I'm basically starting a store at this point because I've got 2 items. Might need a website. We'll think about it. So here I've got in stock the smaller burrs. So they come in 2 different sizes. These are the larges, these are the smalls. They also come in cylinder shapes. I'm not a huge fan of the cylinder shapes, I gotta say, so the bullets are what I go for. And you can see the size difference there. The smalls aren't as small as I thought, but a lot of the time I hit a roadblock where these large ones can't actually get into the stone. In fact, I've got one that I'm working on now for a subscriber where I really need these smaller ones. So I am keeping a set for myself, but I am going to start selling these off along with my sintered diamonds. So in the kit, basically you get the Diamond Pacific written instructions. I mean, the real thing to keep in mind is that you have to use them with a lubricant. These are a resin. If you let them spin up and cut with them dry, they'll basically melt. So here, the resin can melt. It can also put off some toxic fumes. You can see here, especially if you don't use them with water. So use them properly and they are absolutely amazing. So water is what I use. Gem Lube is a product they sell, but I've never tried it. Some people use Vaseline. By all means, give it a crack. If it works, it works. So water is fine for me. We cut all our opals in water. We avoid the silicosis. I've covered this in endless videos. And they've got all of this range, but like they say up here, sequence of 280, 600, 1200, 3000, which is what's listed in this set, are pretty good for most stones. So it doesn't even just have to be opal, but for opal, this really just does the trick. This and then a polishing compound, you're perfectly fine. So they do say you can go up higher, but you don't really need to worry about that. Not with opal. So this is an unboxed set. You can see here, they can have imperfections, but this doesn't affect it at all. Eventually you'll wear past that little air bubble. It's really hard to set these things without air bubbles. Working with resin is always a tough task, so I don't blame them. And yeah, this is basically what's in the kit. These ones are the ones that I'm going to be using. And you'll see them come up on the channel and you can decide whether you want them or not. Now, I haven't started up a shop or anything like that. I really am only interested in selling things that are hard to get or too expensive elsewhere. Unfortunately, I can't discount these too much compared to the other Aussie lapidary supply shops because they're still quite expensive to get posted from the US, which is unfortunate. But because I bought in bulk, I've managed to save down on that postage cost, and I'll be getting rid of these for, I think I decided $60, 60 Australian dollars. And that might be cheaper for some of you guys over in the European countries too, so definitely send me an email, hit me up on Facebook. I will have to organise some sort of storefront or something just to make life easier. Keeping track of all these orders and getting them all sent out is actually taking me quite a lot of time. But for the amount of help that it can offer to you guys, I find it well and truly worthwhile, so I'm going to stick at it. And I'll get better, and it'll take me less time to get these orders all sorted out and contacting people, so I'll get better. And yeah, I just want to offer the best service I possibly can and help you guys with videos and the tools that you need. Because sometimes these tools are quite expensive, especially the sintered diamond. And yeah, on that note, the sintered diamond is gone real well, sending them all over the place. Australia, plenty sales. And I've even sent them to the UK and USA now because it's actually surprisingly expensive in those kind of areas. The UK I'm not surprised with, but the US, I thought you'd be able to... I mean, you guys can get these cheap as chips. Like, no worries at all. You can probably get them for, I don't know, like 40 equivalent dollars Australian, 45. So, amazingly cheap. But you guys seem to struggle with sintered burrs, which is a surprise to me. So to all my US viewers, I do offer them to the US now as well. I've already sent a couple over to the US, and it looks like I'm going to have to order in more and get them going again because there's a fair few of you over there, and yeah, it's much more expensive than I thought. So definitely all my links and everything are in the description. And yeah, if there's any other things that you guys struggle to find, no matter where you are in the world, let me know and I'll see if I can sort out some sort of supplier somewhere and try to get us a deal. If I bulk buy and can pass the savings on, I will, so let me know by all means and I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I'll always promise to try at the very least. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to doing some carving. You'll be seeing these in the next video. We'll test them out. I'm sure they'll be fantastic. The Diamond Pacific Nova burrs are absolutely irreplaceable in my mind at this point in time. It might change in the future, I'm always on the hunt, but for now, they are the best, and I can't live without them, so I'll get to work and you'll see why they're so good. So see you in the next video, and good luck with all your carving, guys.